193, episode 193 is indeed today's episode of the Hypecast. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It's been another week has indeed passed, and we're that much closer to 200. So, this is a little more quiet, quote unquote. When it comes to news, we definitely had a dump load over past few weeks because of Summer Games Fest, whatever, with Jeff Keighley, blah blah blah, all that stuff was happening. But there is still news still coming out. It's like, kind of dripping in and stuff like that. And there is stuff to be worth talking about, especially for fighting game news and stuff like that. So, you know what? Let's just get right into it. Other than, I'm totally not sponsored by Carl's Jr., but I'm wearing this really oddly bold, like it's so like
vibrant.
It's so vibrant of a like hey, it's Carl's Jr. like boom. I found this shirt actually when I was reorganizing my loft bed like up there, and I like cleaned it up a bit, and then I bought these cloth, the fabric containers, like the storage containers. So I like organize it, quote unquote, and then put them all into their respective containers and stuff like that. So I kind of know which is which and stuff like that. And now it looks a little more compact and not all shit's like sticking out and stuff like that, So you could say I clean up my room a little bit, just a bit, just a loft bed. But anyway. Yeah, I did that. And I found this fucking shirt. So yeah. I think this shirt was either from like E3 or one of those like conventions or whatever. Like a long time ago. It still feels like new, like brand new. I didn't.
Huh? Yeah. I was gonna say that's how you can tell you never wore it like for a while.
Yeah, like, or at all, really, because this feels very brand new. The logo is still like very much intact. Let's just say it's like I want to say this is like 7 years ago at the most. That's crazy. Because again, I get this during like around E3 time because it was in like one of those like those tote bags or whatever that they like gave out.
The freebies.
Yeah, freebie. Yeah, it was like a freebie thing. Yeah. So I think this is the only shirt I have not worn out of all like the convention freebies and stuff like that. So yeah, why it feels very much brand new. But anyway, yeah, today's non-official sponsor is Carl's Jr.
See,
I mean, although I would like to be sponsored by Carl's Jr. Some of this stuff is good, but anyway.
Free food, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Kids, Hawk over here boldly shows his sponsorship. I at least hide them.
yeah.
So we don't get slapped with, like, hey.
Alright, let me just do this just in case this camera didn't see it, but definitely can see the logo now. Okay, there we go. All right,
there we go, kids.
There we go. All right, now we can start the show officially. So, this is a bit of a different start. I mean, this is kind of related to fighting games, but I wanted to just throw this in here. It'll all make sense once I explain it, which is, it just says the Tuesday show ended. So, for those who don't know, the Tuesday show was something that was hosted by James Chan and Ultra David for a very long time. This was about 12 years. So a very long show run. They always done it for every Tuesday, for pretty much like for the past 12 years consistently. A few breaks here and there, whatever. But they done it for a very long time, and they finally ended it like a couple weeks ago at this point. And I just wanted to say that it was kind of like my ritual to like watch them because they talked about fighting game stuff, fighting game news, and just fighting game everything, including like related topics and like points of discussion, stuff like that relating to fighting games. Just I guess whatever you can think of, and stuff like that. But the show ended because Ultra David actually picked up a new gig, and essentially, he can't really talk about fighting game stuff anymore because he's a lawyer, and he's gonna be he is, because he started like the following week or whatever, and he's like pretty much like the part of the counseling team or whatever for 10-0, which is another like fighting game related company that like streams stuff, and they try to do stuff for the fighting game community and blah blah blah. So David is working for them now, and I guess he's like technically working under Sajam, which is kind of weird how that works, but or something like that. He works with Sajam, blah blah blah, and then but he's still a lawyer, so there's that. So that's why, yeah, the Tuesday show ended because of that, and plus they've been doing it for 12 years, so I imagine one of them, including Tubleware, excuse me, was he became part of the team at some point, and then Tubleware also wanted to sort of move on at that point because he wanted to do something else along with David, and yeah, it's kind of like one of those things, all things come to an end eventually, and then so I guess that's it. So yeah, but the reason I wanted to bring this up because not only they talk about fighting games, but it was kind of like well, at least to me anyway, like a continuing inspiration to continue this show, the Hypecast, and as a fellow fighting game related podcast in some way or shape or form, I just wanted to say that they're like a continuing inspiration. But I think pretty much like they kind of are, because this show, for those who don't know, was started pretty much by myself and Ender Gamma, or now who goes by a different name, but anyway, at the time, she was known as Ender Gamma. So anyway, it's a pretty long story. So the literally it was all it was just like she was just like, oh, you want to start a podcast? And I was like, sure. And that's pretty much it. So there's not much of a story
Spontaneous agreement right there.
Yeah,
kids.
and then the fact that there were other podcasts out there, and I think also like the Funhouse, and Funhouse had their own sort of podcast, and then there's a Tuesday show, and like what was the other one? The Easy Allies or something like that. It was like Easy Allies and like Giant Bomb, or it's like Easy Allies / Giant Bomb, I think, had their own podcast at the time. So I think it was like just like a bunch of inspirations that kind of like was like, hey, let's do our own podcast just for the fun of it. And then that's how we got here. Now, yes, over the years things have changed, and people have gone and left. So it's just us for right now at this point, because Ender has been super busy with stuff, and things can't change. So that's definitely why. I mean, it pretty much it's kind of like with David, right? He picked up a new gig, and then so he has to kind of focus on that. Same with Ender. She had to focus on that new gig at one point, and that's pretty much what happened. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you James Chen and Alter David for your services and being consistent for God knows how long. I mean, for 12 years, but God knows how much work was put into that, because I imagine a lot, because they wanted to bring it consistently, and just to like bring the amount of entertainment value that they're able to bring is like, it's definitely one of those like things that I at some point followed religiously. I think it was like sometime after 2016, I want to say, that I started to like listen to them on a consistent basis. They definitely helped me with my drives in the 405. I think David even read my comment, like kind of abbreviated, but like the point was across, right? It got across, and I was kind of happy that he gave me a shout out a little bit. I was like, that was pretty cool, and so yeah, I just wanted to say thanks. but thanks for putting on the show, and I loved it, and I thought it was very entertaining and informative, and
Mhm.
it was kind of like my ritual. I listen to it almost every Tuesday or whenever I can. I definitely listen to him on YouTube whenever, in case I missed it, and I listened to those podcasts every time I drove on the 405 because that's where my work was and so stuff like that. And yeah, so because those who don't know, the 405 sucks ass. Like it's like one of the worst freeways I guess you can say on the planet, but definitely in America. So it's like one of the most infamous freeways known to man. So yeah. That definitely helped me with those. But yeah. Were you aware at all, Zawa, of the Tuesday show, or
I was, but because again, so many podcasts and then little
mhm.
time in the days of the weeks, I should say,
Right.
kind of fell off, which now I feel bad.
Right, yeah. But now James is like kind of continuing ish, but I think he just did one episode with like a random like thing, like it wasn't called the Tuesday show, it was like called something else, and he was just talking to one of the older members of the FGC, Arturo Sanchez, the Dalsim player, who yes is very much still very good, but Arturo is like kind of known for trying to like push the technology in monitors, at least, I guess, or at least trying to like push the refresh rate when it comes to fighting games, which has been pretty crazy. But yeah, anyway, yeah, they were just talking about stuff, and I tuned in for that, or I tuned in for the YouTube video, and then I put it on the background. Well, actually, while I was cleaning up my loft bed, and yeah, so it was good, Yeah, thought it was a good listen, and yeah, so. But anyway, yes, the Tuesday show has ended after 12 years. Just to sum it up, and it was kind of sad, because David at the very end, you can like before they went to the ending transition. David started crying, man. It's just like I'm like no, David. he burst into tears pretty much right at the end too, and it's funny because James is known for crying on camera, especially like I think like almost every end of Evo he's like always like almost likely crying or something like that. So it's like pretty funny. But David was the one crying. And Tubo was actually also crying during the middle of the show, as they were talking about stuff about the Tuesday show and stuff like that. Yeah, so I thought it was kind of funny, just because James, wow, yes, he was gonna cry. He held it together and he did not cry on camera, at least. But yeah, so my Tuesdays are kind of different now, and it is what it is, though. So, again, thank you for the contribution, and thank you for the memories, the good times. There are some pretty funny memories from that show. So, anyway, if you don't have anything else to say, Zawa, we can definitely move on to the next fighting game segment or bit. Yes. All right.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Move from my foot, cat.
All right. Anyway,
cat was like, like when cats like wind up for the bite. I saw it. I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
You ain't doing that.
The cat had extra startup frames on the on the bite.
Yeah. Cat was charging.
Yeah, exactly. Just winding up for that bite. But you caught it. Anyway, speaking of fighting games, DNF Duel has had their official launch trailer, but I don't know. I believe the game is still not. Ooh, I guess not, because I guess they went too early or something. Maybe they launched it way too early. So that's kind of awkward.
It's not like they made a mistake. They never make mistakes.
Oh, maybe they launched Oh no, they didn't. No, it's not because it's only the opening movie. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. They prematurely fired up that launch trailer. Actually, no. Wait, that's weird. I wonder if it's like a different video. Maybe they like re-uploaded. Oh wait, what? Oh, that's weird. Man, YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? But yeah, anyway, so they launched their launch trailer, even though yeah, the game hasn't quite launched just yet. Although there was word that it released for some regions too early or something like that, including New York. So there are actually some videos out on Twitter of just them in training mode and stuff like that. So that's why you see some early footage, even though I think the game is supposed to come out next week as we record this. So, which is like right around the same time as Sunbreak. But yeah, nonetheless, though, I'll get my hands on the game one way or the other, and it'll probably be right around the beginning of July, as I believe that's when I get my next paycheck or whatever. So, there is that.
I am interested in this game, but not like I need to play it.
Right.
It's like one of those like I'll get to you when I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Hunter, on the other hand.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I mean,
No, I mean I'm getting Monster Hunter, but it was more of the fact like that whole meme. I'm trying to get out, but every time they bring me back in.
Yeah. Wait. So
Oh,
are you?
whatever.
So are you? Oh no, you're getting just the Switch version, right? You're not getting the.
Yeah, the Swatch.
Right. Let me.
Because I'm sorry. Yes, the PC it looks so beautiful, and the frame's gonna be top notch.
Mm-hmm.
But I am a lazy fuck. I don't want to start from HR1. Yes, I could use mods.
That's pretty much what I did. I mean, it's. I mean, even with because they gave you the catch up gear. So
Yeah.
I mean there are gear that is better than the catch up gear. That's if you want to, put the time into that material. So I mean, I just use the mod to help catch up a little faster. So that's just what it is to me. Sunbreak, I'll try not to use the mods for that. But temptation may take over and whatever, right? I may get too mad about the RNG rate for the fucking charms or whatever. Maybe, yeah. But I think what I'll do is just get myself the earplug charm, and that's about it. Like that's it. Like, cause I hate when monsters roar and shit, man. That shit's annoying to me, but but whatever. I mean, yeah. But anyway, yeah. I'll try not to use mods during Sunbreak. This is what it is. But I'll use it for vanilla because I already went through Switch and I don't want to go through that shit again. So that's my sort of justification on that one. Yeah, but you're still nonetheless like touching, at least getting your hands on Sunbreak one way or the other, right? So
yeah, I mean Nintendo already gave me the email saying that we just took $50 out of your bank account. I was like, thanks Nintendo for reminding me that I bought this.
that's funny. That is funny.
I mean, at least they were, courteous to say it, and you're not looking at your bank statement going like, when was this?
Oh, yeah. They made it very clear, right? Like, all right, we took your 50, man, or 40, whatever. I got it for 30, but I kind of had to like go around, but with Green Man Gaming or whatever, one of those like third-party sites that somehow get you discounts or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Wait, did you buy the full the base game for the upgrade or
oh no, so when I bought the base game on Steam, I bought this base game on Steam because they had a big sale or whatever, because that was during because they had this big sale during like one of the presentations of Monster Hunter. I forget which one it was, but I bought it because it was like 30. It had a big slash in the price, so I got it. And then so essentially with this and Monster Hunter base or whatever, the Rise base game, I pretty much am just paying $60 altogether. So instead of like what 70 or something like that. So yeah, pretty good deal. Instead of because Monster Hunter Rise was like what 60 or something like that at the start, and then so I essentially got it for almost half or whatever. So so I pretty much like bought that and the expansion for $60, even though if you don't do anything, or if nothing happened to it, then that means you paid around 80 or 90 or something like that altogether. So saved quite a bit of money there. So I bought the base game on Steam, and then I bought the expansion on Green Man. So so I'm gonna get a code and I'm gonna put it in there, and then we should be all good to go. So and I made sure, yes, it works on Steam and all that stuff. I think they're like intertwined with Steam or something like that. So if you guys want some deals, you can go to Green Man and check out some stuff. Not sponsored, by the way, but that's just my personal endorsement. Like, go on to those websites.
We're just helping you guys save money.
Just
trying times right now.
Yes, in these dying times. That was pretty much what happened. Even though we were talking about DNF duel, but anyway, I think it was like because because we were talking about like you're interested, but then you brought up Monster Hunter. So
With DNF duel, it looks like a good placeholder or a good game. Sorry, placeholder for a lot of players right now, or just video game lovers in general, to wait for the next fighting game.
Right, for the big fighting game.
For the big ones. Because for me right now, like, let's say I had to choose between this game or Grand Blue. Visually, this is my opinion, Grand Blue looks better.
Oh, okay.
Gameplay wise, DNF.
Yeah, naturally, because it's pretty much kind of like what Grand Blue is, but updated. So that makes sense.
And it's more like, because Grand Blue has like those weird skill
cooldowns, right?
Yeah. That's the part that kind of like deterred me, like, because I can understand like they don't want you to like keep going with a combo. You have to like
you have to give them it essentially gives them the turn to fight back, in a way.
But I guess I'm like old school type of fighting game player.
If
I have meter, I'm using
it. You do have meter. It comes back. It's kind of like a cooldown, and it's universal for all your moves, so it makes a little more sense. So I mean, I guess it depends on how you go about things or whatever, but I like this one just because, I don't know, it's just less overwhelming. It's like, okay, this move is on cooldown. I can only use this move or whatever. But it's like, okay,
But on this one, it's like, okay, I can link 1, 2, 3 into first super, into another 1, 2, 3, into
like, I don't have any meter. Okay, well, I can't do anything, so that's fine.
It's like, I don't have any meter. Okay, I'll just do a simple 5-hit combo.
Something, like a B&B, no meter burn, that sort of thing. But when it comes to Grand Blue, it's like, oh shit, this move is still on cooldown. Shit, I can only use this move, but I can't. In this situation, I can't. That sort of thing. So I don't know. That's how I feel.
It's like in that moment, it's like, I have my killing combo. Oh dear.
Oh no, that move is still on cooldown. I mean, the cooldown isn't that bad, but I guess it really depends on which character. But it's still like it's still way kind of easier to manage with this one anyway. So I don't know, but also to me though, the visuals are very, very good too. So anything else you wanted to toss in?
Gunslinger's hitbox is broken. Try go back a bit when
let me see. Oh, you mean Ranger?
Right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, hitbox, what is you?
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah. I think.
It's like,
Well, I think.
aha.
I think what it is that he's still facing the other direction, but for some reason it like auto corrected him to the other direction or something. It's weird. I think that's just what it is. But meanwhile, we did get another character trailer, featuring now a Lost Warrior.
World premiere.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool design, I will say. Other than the lower half, a little strange to me. I guess he doesn't have legs.
Yeah, I think he's a spectre.
Oh, he's
like
a specter. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I mean, I never played the game, but he really looks like a boss character.
yeah,
like
yeah.
Just like how my boyfriend said one of the early characters was a boss character. You never played as her.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who, but
Yeah.
again, I wasn't really playing this game during my golden years of playing Nexon games.
Right.
Do I want to revisit those years? Hell no.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Otherwise, yeah. I guess he's kind of. I guess it's supposed to be like a class branching from the same sort of like route from Ghostblade. So that's why it kind of what it resembles to me, anyway. So I guess it would make sense if that is the case. But yeah, overall,
Though
go ahead.
it looks good. It looks good, but I'm still saddened that on the fact that what was the Tempest or whatever, the one
Swiftmaster
before, has a very unique special background, like when
You're right.
everyone
Yeah.
else is back here in the canyon.
Yeah. You,
Like,
I think we
what they
did
could have
talk
done
about it.
for this guy is like, because he looks like death.
Yeah, like a graveyard or something.
Put him,
Yeah.
put it into a graveyard or bring him straight to hell.
Hell yeah. That would have been pretty cool. I think that would probably be one of the most common complaints right off the bat, like at launch, when it comes to at least the casual side of things, anyway. But other than that, everything else looks great. I mean, as always, the animations and stuff like that look really great. The explosions and the special effects and whatever, like the hit sparks and all that stuff, like it looks amazing. You know.
I still find it funny that people, when your game looks like it was hand drawn, they think it's easy to animate. It's like, no, it's not. You know how many frames it takes to just do this?
Mm-hmm.
I had to do this in school. This little like wave of the hand, kids. This took an hour to make sure it didn't go like this. Like,
Yeah.
Move this damn thing out.
Making it look good is a challenge, right? I mean, you could certainly do it, but it's just like, yeah.
Like a second. A 1 second of animation is like an hour or two of actually doing the process.
Oh yeah, believe me, I hate animating. So, dude, I took one animation class in college, and I'm like, I nope. As much as I love cartoons.
Yeah. Like hand drawn or CGI.
Well, I guess you can say CGI, but it was like it was like the simplest thing, right? Like it was actually for engineering class, but we had to animate like mechanical like processes and stuff like that, right? Like just like a arm moving and shit, and like and then like something like a grabbing and stuff. Yeah, but oh god, I hated it so much. I even the simplest like aspects of animation, I don't like the process, man.
Yep.
It's I mean,
Part of
yeah. Oh, so go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I give it credit to animators like who does hand
Oh
drawn
yeah,
or CGI
all the more respect.
because clothes are a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to CGI, hair is like one of the biggest nightmares of all.
That's why I cheated. That's why I cheated in my college days. None of my characters had long hair. They
Mm-hmm.
were all short, or
Mm-hmm.
they were wearing a hat, or they were bald.
Oh yeah, why do you think like a lot of like fighting game characters don't have like actual flowing hair? It's just like a big old texture like thing, like a blob almost, you know. And there's a good
Mhm.
reason behind that, right? Because
Yeah.
it's really
Like
hard.
again, kids, look at Street Fighter 6 Jamie right now. When
Mm-hmm.
he goes into level 4 drunkenness.
Mm-hmm.
That hair is a nightmare, I can tell. Like
Oh yeah.
the
Even.
animators was like
Mm-hmm.
they stopped halfway somewhere, going like, "Yeah, we're done."
Oh yeah. If you watched, if you watched the Incredibles behind the scenes, like the very first behind the scenes, or the very first film, they had the behind the scenes thing, and you look at Violet's hair. They showed you like all the like outtakes and stuff like that, or whatever, and they show you like the fuck ups, man, and the fuck ups are just like wild of how hard it is to
Same,
get. Yeah.
yeah. Same thing if you for. I'm sorry, I'm going to bring this movie up because I know some people don't like it. Frozen.
Ah.
Elsa's hair. They outright said it was a nightmare when they were doing the Let It Go scene segment
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because when she was rolling it off of her arm, there's a clip. I mean, it's in the movie that they caught late, but they, too late now. It's already out in theaters and all that.
Uh-huh.
A part of her hair clips into her shoulder.
Oh,
I
very
was like,
interesting. I never
I
seen
was like,
that.
it's like, sirs, you should not have said anything. Now people are going to go like, where is it?
Yeah.
Found it. I'm
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
gonna play where's the clip? Yeah,
Yeah. So, it looks
DNF is
great though.
good.
Game looks great.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much it for Lost Warrior, or character trailers. I mean,
For now.
yeah, for now. I think there's one more thing about. Oh yeah. I want to bring this up, and it's kind of unfortunate for people in certain regions, or whatever. Someone from, I guess, like in the Latin Americas, let's just say, um, it's kind of been infamous for video games, including Brazil, and their games and like gaming systems tend to have like these like ridiculous fucking taxes, or whatever it is going on, and they have to pay way more than what we pay, especially. So apparently, this includes DNF Duel, unfortunately. The game off the bat is going to be, I guess, $84 for them, which is like unbelievable because they're not even paying DLC or anything like that. It's just the base game, and they're paying like $30 more dollars than what we are paying. So it's very unfortunate. This person wanted to have Maximilian to talk about it or whatever, but I don't know if he'll plan to do this. But nonetheless, I just wanted to bring this up because it's oh, okay, so I guess this person is from Argentina. So yeah, pretty ridiculous, man. Like they have to pay like $30 more just for the fucking base game. That's like that is just unbelievable. It's ridiculous. But the tweet basically says, DNF Duel is currently 84 USD in Latin America. This is not only expensive, it's a death sentence, but it says dead sentence to a game we really want to play and make a community around. And then yeah, there's a screenshot and everything. Doesn't translate the what do you call it, the currencies and stuff like that, but you can kind of see the Argentinian prices, I guess you can say. So I mean, it looks expensive. That's what I can say. But yeah,
Damn.
it's ridiculous. Unfortunately, I mean, yeah, I mean, Brazil, like I said, it's like pretty infamous for that too. They have to pay like extra money for the consoles, especially. So it's very unfortunate that they have to go through this, and it sucks too. Because you know, like this person said, you know, it really kills like the Latin America community, sort of, or not sort of. It actually really does put a wall around them to like be able to enjoy these fighting games, or just video games in general. Unfortunately, so I just want to say anything about it.
Someone called Gabe Mule.
Yeah, yeah.
This is kind of, to me, unacceptable. Like, Jesus Christ.
I think I think this is definitely more on the government of these Latin American countries and stuff like that, including Brazil, like I said. Yeah, so I don't know why they do it, but that's just what it is right now, man. Especially now, like Jesus Christ, ridiculous. I guess. Oh wow, so it doesn't even include taxes too. So it includes an additional 60% in taxes. That's ridiculous, man. Oh my god. Like, geez Louise. Why is it so high? Like, man, I don't understand. Again, it's very unfortunate. But I hope things work out for them in the future. But right now, it's ridiculous. Alrighty, well, there is some stuff for Warner Brothers Multiverses. I think we're getting that open beta soon-ish in July. But meanwhile, there was some like additional things that I wanted to talk about that's kind of new for this. So I guess there's going to be like variants, right? So and these variants are going to have different voices. So I think this is like a variant from. I guess it's like another character, but they just made it into a variant of Jake or something like that. I'm not too sure what the story behind it is, but so I guess there's this variant called Cake. It's a variant of Jake, and this person is going to be voicing it. So it's Roz Ryan. I'm not very familiar with this person at all, but nonetheless, though, there is going to be different voices behind each variant. So that's kind of interesting of how they're approaching like different skins and versions and variations of each fighter. So there is one for Shaggy, of course, right? The meme powerhouse, I guess you can say. And this one's going to be this is Uncle Shagworthy, I guess. There's like a Shaggy variant, but like I said, there's a different voice behind that, and that is voiced by Daniel Ross. Again, I'm not too familiar with this person. I guess okay. I guess he's like the current Donald Duck right now. Oh, he's the current Starscream. Or he's one of the recent Starscreams. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is interesting nonetheless because they're doing variants and they're gonna have different voices behind them, man. That's kind of cool. So we can have like, you know, of course, like all the variants of like Batman, right? We can have like the Robert Pattinson Batman, and then the Christian Bale Batman, and like oh, I don't know, well, not necessarily like with different voices or whatever, but like, you know, different variants of Batman from like, you know, the Injustice game or something, and then like the classic Adam West Batman, you know. And same with Superman, of course, and then Bugs Bunny, and then all that stuff in between. So even like Velma, right? Velma has like different variants, I think, I'm assuming. But anyway, that's pretty much that. So any comment on anything that was said for multiverses regarding the variants and stuff? More? You want more variants? Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
yes.
not a bad call. Not a bad call.
So I want Well, it's more like I want Shaggy to have a mod to put in the angry video game nerd. He's only playable if someone chooses Bugs Bunny. That is mine.
I want the Mike Matei Bugs Bunny. that I definitely want that one. That would be pretty cool. Oh wow, they actually like retweet like fan art and stuff like that. That's actually kind of cool too. Oh wow, someone like did this for the thumbnail for Afro Senju. That's actually kind of cool.
Jerry's like, no, don't, honey.
I know,
stop."
right? Just hanging onto the arm of Tom. That's pretty funny.
It's not worth it, honey. Stop.
Hmm. Yeah, I can definitely smell something with like Harry Potter and stuff like that. Like you have like Dumbledore, the old Dumbledore, and you have young Dumbledore, right? Because you know from Fantastic Beasts, I think it's called.
Well, if you're gonna bring Harry Potter, it has to be the Puppet Pals.
The what?
The Puppet Pal, Harry Potter, the one. It's an old meme.
Oh, okay. I'm
Song.
not aware. Sorry, you're cutting off. Sorry.
The pipe bomb song.
Huh. Okay. I'm actually not too familiar, but anyway.
And then let me find. You probably heard it, but you
Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
In the back of your head because it was so stupid. There you go, sir.
Hmm. Let me just take a look. Let me just take a gander.
And it's awful. No.
Oh, I've seen the thumbnail for it. Okay, okay. Oh, I know this this artist. Yeah. Okay. I'll take a listen to it later. I don't wanna risk any for this one. Copyright, whatever. Yeah. But okay, I now I know, I definitely know what you're talking about. Yeah. That's actually pretty funny. But anyway, that's pretty cool though. That yes, they are including like variants and stuff like that, and they have different voices behind that. So that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, I definitely look forward to even more characters, right? So that would be pretty awesome to look forward to. Oh yeah, and then of course there's Harley Quinn stuff, right? They have the classic Harley Quinn, and maybe the one from. Well, I guess the default costume is the one from Suicide Squad, in a way, because it does look like it's heavily inspired from Suicide Squad. The movie, anyway, but I don't know. Anyway, you know who'd be a pretty fun character to include from Suicide Squad is King Shark. I think King Shark would be pretty cool. What do you think of that?
Voice Stallone.
Yeah, still Stallone as the voice. That would be pretty awesome.
Hand.
And yes, that is it. What if Amanda Waller was a fucking character in Multiverses for some reason? That would be so weird.
And she better bring her husband, Luthor.
Yeah. Well, I think Luthor is more of a guarantee to be a playable character. But it would be pretty funny if maybe Waller could be like a voice for like the menu and stuff like that, or like the announcer. I think that'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. You know, like how we have like like the announcer to say the names when you select the character, right? I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, anyway. We do have more stuff to talk about. This is a little note for Street Fighter 6, I believe. This is from a tweet from Olaf here, who is kind of a regular on James's show, Synchronize. But he pointed out that the whenever you do like some sort of super, the drive meter or drive gauge actually drains down for the opponent, which is interesting. So if you look at Chun-Li kicking Luke in the face in her super, look at Luke's meter. You see how it drops? It goes from green to yellow. That's pretty much like a thing, I guess. So it rewards you for being offensive. So I think that's pretty cool, or interesting at least. See how that actually. Ooh, this is pretty loud. But yeah, let's take a look at that again.
I couldn't hear. I heard a jar.
Yeah. See, every time.
She almost did.
Mm-hmm.
She almost did Stairway of Heaven. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So notice how she does another super, and it continues to drain. So that's well, it doesn't drain it by that much. Maybe it looks like it scales too. Cause let me see. Okay, so I was like almost 1 bar, and she does another one. Okay, that was like okay, half a bar, or maybe it might be the same amount. I don't know, but anyway. Just thought it was an interesting note. Yeah. Sorry, you were gonna say something?
I'm kind of glad that the max number for the meter is 3.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good amount.
So your meter whatchamacallit? Your meter management is reasonable, and
yeah,
because usually what meters goes up to
5-ish, yeah,
5 or 6, like that to me like was too much.
Well, I know in like Marvel games they tend to have like really high meter or something like that, which is like
high meter, but
like 7 or something like that. Dragon Ball FighterZ was 7 for sure, but that has reasons.
Yeah,
it has reasons. Yeah. But yeah, just a nice little.
I like this. Like, tink tong tink.
Looks like the combos are going to be pretty good in this game. I think there's gonna be a good balance of like neutral base and also neutral base like fighting game, and then also the combos are also going to be pretty fun. Hopefully, so.
I think like this type of combo system actually would favor like Rekka characters.
Perhaps.
Like, a lot.
Perhaps, yeah.
But I want to say like if they bring a Rekka character, okay, some people might hate me for this. Maybe 1 or 2 of their Rekka combo inputs has to be tied to meter. If you don't have the meter, you cannot use that.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess it really depends on who and how their gimmick is, I guess.
Yeah, how
integrated.
I don't. Yeah. Maybe I don't know. I'm hungry. I will get my Lays now.
Your Lays? What flavor is that? Sour cream and onion?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. It's the gold too.
I mean, I wanted the salt and vinegar, but
oh yeah.
I don't know. I guess it depends, like how long the salt and vinegar has been on the shelf, because you can kind of taste the like the age. Like ooh, like this is very potent. Oh god.
Oh god, indeed, because oh god, it's something really bad happened with SNK. At least looks like this is still up, but yeah, I thought they took this tweet down, but it seems like well, anyway, the basics of the story is that SNK is now including itself into the whole like crypto / NFT market. But let me just say this right away that this is like another part of SNK. It's not like, of course, the SNK that we know, when it comes to like like the dev team for 15. I think they have like nothing to do with this. But I guess they have some sort of responsibility in some shape or form, but this is like entirely more on like the suits and like anyone else, or I think like it's like a team in China or something like that that's working on this one. And so basically this is a different part of SNK that's doing this, and people were not having it, man. You can definitely tell with the likes and the quote tweet ratio, right? There's only like under 200 likes, but there's like thousands of quote tweets and 76 retweets. So there's quite a bit. There's actually quite a bit of a ratio there. And pretty much, yeah, man, they're trying to get into the metaverse market or whatever, but people aren't liking it, so there has been some discrepancies, of course. And yeah, so not much else was said. Like, we don't know how they're doing it or what is actually happening with this, but they just kind of like show like a like a CGI trailer for like just this background or something like that. It's weird. But it looks like it's going to take place in this city, and I guess maybe you're supposed to like be able to walk around or something like that in this world with your KOF character or whatever you want to do. I'm not too sure. They haven't even explained what the hell this is, but it's just called Crypto KOF or Crypto Fighters or something. I don't know, man. Oh yeah, King of Fighters Crypto. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, it sucks if they're really gonna follow through this. And yeah, so yeah, but like I said, it looks like it's a different part of KOF, and they kind of just like don't understand what people want, and they're only like kind of looking up from their ivory tower or whatever, and like, you know, with the limited field of vision in a way, and like also like just like they only see the numbers, and they only see like, oh, what's trending, oh, look at this, you know, crypto stuff is trending or whatever. You know, stuff like that has been happening with like several like parties and companies and stuff like that. Like even like I heard that the Tekken player Ni, who from Korea, like his team was like, hey, we're having this NFT stuff too. We're getting into that stuff too. But then Ni himself didn't know what was going on, and even though like the fans and people were like, hey Ni, why are you getting the NFTs? They suck or whatever. And Ni was just like, wait, what the fuck? Like I don't even know what a fucking NFT is. So so there was that. So it pretty much like a lot of these NFT sort of instances involved with like different people. So it's not like, you know, the dev team of KOF 15 or whatever were completely behind this by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that, you know, the business side of this company or the business side of whatever team or entity or whatever are the ones that are doing it because, yeah, you know, money, obviously. So yeah, so you know, it is what it is. It sucks, and a lot of like fingers are pointing at the wrong person or people or whatever. So it sucks that these things happen. But because of what, especially what SNK is going through, you know, they got bought out by like different people and countries, right, including Saudi Arabia and China, whatever. So I think that does play a part of that. But other than that, yeah, it sucks. So one way or the other. Did you caught wind of this, and do you have anything to say about that?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that does with crypto, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, and then but once I hear like, oh, I lost a lot of money because, you know, crypto is failing, that's when I go like, oh,
Yeah. You remember
just close.
did you hear about Seth Green? You know, from like Robot
Yeah,
Chicken or whatever. He was like, "Oh,
yeah,
I'm trying to do this NFT show, but unfortunately, quote unquote, his NFT thing got stolen by like hackers or whatever. So that's why he can't do the show, because they got stolen." And so yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much like the that's the thing. What happens, man, when you're dealing with all that digital shit, man? Like, I've heard like people did make money from crypto, but then like because it's all like digital and shit, hackers like from like different countries stole that money, and then they just haven't gotten it back or something like that. That's the stories I've heard. So even if you do make money from this whole crypto thing, you better cash out or whatever, man. Like, I don't know how that process works, but like, whatever you need to do, man, you gotta cash it out real quick, because people are gonna try to steal that money, man. So yeah, but either way, I'm not gonna fuck with that shit. I don't fuck with crypto or like or NFT shit, man. Definitely not NFT at all. So I mean, unless you know you're behind some sort of like secured like I guess you can say like company or whatever it is, then sure. But Yeah, man, this kind of stuff, man, like hackers can just take that shit away just like that, man. Especially when you make a lot of money, you're gonna have like a big old fucking target on your back. That's pretty much what you're asking for on the internet. And yeah, man, it sucks because SNK is getting onto this because, or when a time of crypto and all that stuff like blockchains and whatever, right? It's kind of like dying or whatever, or like the interest is dying. So it's like it's not even like the best time to do it, and yet here we are talking about it. And like you know, the graphics cards are returning back to their normal price ish, right? Because they're putting on they're actually like making it harder for mining and stuff like that. Crypto mining is harder with these graphics cards, so that's why they're losing value and stuff like that, which is good. They're putting value, or the normal value is coming back for these graphics cards because of that. So it's like, you know, I mean, like why get into it now? You know, instead of like before the pandemic or whatever. So yeah, it is what it is. But hopefully nothing too much comes from this. We'll see. But meanwhile, impeccable timing, I guess. Interesting timing, because KOF 15 has come out with another team for the DLC. So this is Team Awakened Orochi. And let's watch the trailer.
Whoa, check it out. A new challenger is ready to brawl.
No.
So yeah, this is Team 3. It's just a showcase trailer. It's no gameplay. So there's Yashiro and then Shermie.
Orochi, Shirley.
Chris.
Orochi, Chris.
The cooler Chris.
Team Awakened Orochi.
And this is also, there's also an announcement for KOF 98, I think it was. Yeah, 98, yeah. Because they're like adding like new characters in there and stuff like that for the very first time, including the Orochi team, which is kind of neat. Yeah, there you go. So it's got all these features. But yeah, pretty cool. Artwork is pretty sick. The Ultimate Match Final Edition. What a name, man. What a name for this edition. But yeah, of course, it's available now. So 98, the new KOF 98 is available now. Team Orochi is going to be available August. So pretty much like around Evo time or after Evo. Yeah, what do you think of the at least for the artwork anyway? What do you think of that? The Orochi team.
Lots of red.
Lots of red, of course. That's
Actually, you know, like some of the shots make it look pink.
Like magenta, kind of like magenta reddish. Yeah. Yeah, like Chris's thing is like magenta for sure. I think Yashio's like a little more red-ish. I don't know. Oh no, Shermie's like super red. Now that I look at it.
Walk in there, look at Chris, and go like, take out those contacts. Like you just grab it. It's like,
yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
It'd be funny if Shermie is also wearing contacts, even though it's like completely pointless because her eyes are like covered by her hair. Yeah. But I get, yeah.
Her contact's not red. It's actually like green or lightish blue.
Yeah, like just like completely different. there is a bit of a backlash because these are recolors, man. Why are you giving us recolors in DLC? Like, bro, have you ever seen Evil Ryu and shit? Like, that's kind of what happens in fighting games, man. They take these characters and make them evil or whatever. So, and they're gonna have like different moves, so it's not like they're completely one-to-one repaints or recolors or whatever. They're different, you know. They have different moves. They're played differently. Yeah.
So what you're saying with Sherry, instead of she riding on your back, she makes you face her.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. She's
down,
sitting on your face, pretty much, is what it happens. Yeah. Even though what's her face? Long is already doing that, but
yes, the one
Long, yeah.
I don't know that end shot when she just slaps you down. She's like, "Oh dear."
Yeah, I know, right?
Kirby's like, "I'm gonna fucking break your neck here, sir."
Yes. And of course, in the comments, there's like, "That's how I want to die" or something like that. Yeah, it's unbelievable people, But
and you're just staring at them like, "No, stop, get help."
Yeah, exactly. The Michael Jordan meme. But I think overall though there are people who really like the Orochi versions of CYS, so I'm all for it. I mean, it's part of the lore, so it makes sense as to why they would include this in DLC and stuff like that. So, I'm okay with it. I mean, as long as they're drastically different and they're cool or whatever. I mean, it's kind of like Evil Ryu, and even fucking Ken is like default, and he's in the game like at launch usually. So he pretty much almost has the same moves as Ryu anyway. So it's like, okay, they're okay with Ken, but they're not okay with fucking Orochi CYS. It's kind of weird, I mean, that's just my assumption anyway, but yeah, these things happen with fighting games, man, and it happens with stories in general, like Sonic and Shadow and Dante. Well, Dante and Virgil are pretty different, like pretty drastically different, but they're twins, so yeah, there's that. They're twin brothers. You have oh, what was another one? I mean, you have Star Fox and Wolf from Star Fox. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have like these like the good and evil versions of whoever character, right? So it's just bound to happen. Trying to think of like a really classic like case of that, but pretty much like like Evil Ryu, and like stuff like that. It's bound to happen in video games and anime and whatever, because one, it's convenient, but two, it's also just part of the lore anyway. So yeah, of whatever it is. So any other comments before we move on to the next bit? All right, August, mark down on your calendars, I guess, sort of, because there's no date for it, but anyway, this does count towards the DLC, so there's that. The team 3. So that means there's only going to be one more team before this DLC is going to be all filled up, and hopefully they go on to the next one. But we'll see about that one. First, hopefully we see a season 2 of things. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so now we can move on from fighting games to just like frontline news. And this does include Final Fantasy. So there was a statement from the official Final Fantasy Twitter. Particularly, this one's from Nomura-san regarding to Rebirth of Final Fantasy VII. Zawa, would you like to read the statement for us?
Here we go. As revealed on the broadcast, there are currently 4
Yes.
Final Fantasy VII projects.
Yes, sir.
Being developed in parallel. Oh, here we go.
Yes, sir.
Although each of the 4 titles plays a different role, they all are they are all connected through the high quality depictions of Final Fantasy VII's world and characters.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who was involved with the development of each and every one of the original titles, I deeply understand the vision and thoughts behind each project, and I am actively involved in the development process for all 4 titles. Jesus Christ, this is why I don't want to touch anything. Please. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Did you just take a shower? Sorry, my dog just like walked in, and I can tell her
Fur.
coat is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extra fluffy or something.
You know, like when fur is wet, you can see
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
I thought your dog was like what do you call it? Air dried or whatever, blow dry.
No, we
Towel dry. Okay.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is being designed so that people can enjoy this game whether they know the original game or not.
Like me. Like me.
Today.
Anyway.
In fact, new players might even enjoy starting their Final Fantasy VII journey with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh boy. So is there like a recap or something like that?
I
Like,
know, it's like okay, that sentence confuses me. So, are you saying that you can play Rebirth before remake?
there might be some sort of like recap or like some sort of like encyclopedia or something like that to help you catch up on like the backstory and lore. Maybe I'm not too sure.
Like they do in every anime, like that.
Yeah, like previously.
4-minute recap.
Previously on X-Men.
It would be like previously on Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone died. It's like,
right.
And then it just goes into the game. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Cloud and his friends embark. He doesn't have any friends.
Yes, he does. Shut up. Shut up.
Embark on a new journey in this game, and I believe that the scenes that they witness after leaving Midgar will give players a fresh new experience. Tamura Tetsuya, creative director, 1 out of 2.
There is the second part of this one. Yep.
I can't wait to share the intention behind naming the first title remake and the second title Rebirth. In time, I hope to reveal what the third title will be called just when this journey will ultimately lead. See, I jumped the word.
Yeah.
I can tell what the last word's going to be.
Yeah.
Redemption. Revengeance.
I actually recorded a video about that. Reminder. Yeah. It's probably gonna be remix. Some like Kingdom Hearts shit, man. Something like that. Go on.
The development of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has been progressing rapidly since we adopted a new development structure.
Oh.
AKA, I want to believe that while remake was like on its last legs of development, that's when Tetsuya said, "Okay, we have the assets ready."
Yeah.
Boom.
What if it was just all Ryu's assets, like from remake, and it just like brought it over to here? It's like the same trees. Yeah.
Aren't they using Unreal?
I believe so.
So if they're using Unreal 5, because remember I said before, like a developer said that it's easy now that they can just
yeah.
into Unreal 5. So
yes.
Like, okay, we have the technology now.
We
cannot be lazy-ish.
Yeah.
The title of this scale, in which everything is interconnected even before production began, is truly rare. Okay, see, so that kind of proves my point. They're just grabbing.
Yeah.
They knew
it's
what
code word. Yeah.
Yeah. They knew what assets they were like.
Yeah.
In fact, some development has already begun on the third. See?
Yeah.
Assets. just throwing it into like different pots.
Yeah.
I myself have started on the development and am working towards the completion of the series. We will
Right.
work to deliver this title to fans with the same amount of enthusiasm from now until we reach the finish line. In the meantime, please enjoy the other 20. Okay, I almost read it. Please enjoy the other 25 games that we have.
Oh man, that'd be so funny.
The other 25th anniversary project that further expand the world of Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Tamura Tetsuya-san, director, creative, 2/2 bracket.
Yeah. Okay, you read that part too. Oh, is there more? Oh, there's another one from Kitase, the producer.
Jesus. We officially announced that the second title, Final Fantasy Rebirth, will be released next winter. Approximately 3 years after the original Final Fantasy VII remake released in April 2020.
Dang, man. 3 years
3
already.
years may feel like a long time. Actually, no, it does not.
Yeah.
For all the fans who are eagerly waiting for the next game. Now, technically, I would have been okay if you waited 4 years, but that's just me. But we wanted to offer the best experience possible and reassure everyone that development is proceeding to an astonishing fast pace for such a large scale HD title. That's an interesting way to end the sentence. Anyway, making the middle part of a trilogy has its own challenges.
Yes.
Not every trilogy of a movie series is like Empire Strike Back.
Yeah.
Always gonna have that flop.
You funny that you brought that up.
You shut that up. Point wrong way. Making
You had it the first time, by the way.
but there are plenty of classic second installments in the world of film that are defined by stunning story, twists, and deeper explorations of their character, aka what I just said, without even reading the next sentence.
Yeah.
The second installments became a favorite among the fans. Actually, that's not true, sir. That last sentence is not true. A lot of people hated FF10 too.
Oh, right.
So that sentence is kind of true, but also not true. I'm one of the few
What
that
about the
like
second part of 13? Remember that?
I never played the 13 series.
I mean, either. So
open the door. You guys like 13 too?
yeah. And then there's Lightning Returns, or whatever. That's the third one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the same vein, we are all aiming to make, I'm just going to say FF7 Rebirth, an even more gripping and memorable experience than Final Fantasy VII Remake. So please wait a little longer while we finish up. Kitase Yoshinori, Producer, and Fade to Black.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's the gist of it. I mean, it's pretty much gonna be the low point for a lot of the characters anyway, or pretty much maybe all of them. Empire Strikes Back kind of thing, and we're definitely going to be knowing the characters a lot better. But yeah, it is going to be the gloom, the gloom and doom sort of phase for our heroes. And who knows, right? I mean, who knows who's gonna die or who's gonna live and stuff like that. Or, I mean, supposedly, right? I mean, from what I can understand, the first one is supposed to be kind of like the bad ending of this whole Seven's story. Because, spoiler, sort of, in the original story, Jesse, Wedge, and Briggs all died. They just straight up all died. Like, they're dead, and then and this one is more ambiguous, right? I mean, Biggs or Briggs, whatever, still lives. Wedge is still kind of unknown, but I think he lives. That's just me. And then there's implications that Jesse is still alive or something like that. So it's a little more ambiguous. Let's just put it that way, for sure. So things are going to be different one way or the other. So is Aerith still gonna die? I don't know. Or if Aerith does die, are we gonna get a different Aerith? Like just kind of come in, you know what I mean? Like, is there gonna be like an intersecting like thing going on? You know, like are we gonna see like the chibi dumb looking Cloud, you know, traveling with Cloud? You know what I mean? The pixel, you know, the polygon Cloud, like traveling with Cloud somehow, like some dumb stuff like that, like and then is Zack gonna be united with Cloud? But it's not gonna be the same Zack because they're you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It's gonna be weird. Or are they all kind of interconnected and therefore maybe they do know each other, and I don't know. You know what I mean? So, and then, you know, I was reminded that this is a 3-disc game, not 2. So it does make all the more sense that, and then, so yeah. So it is appropriate. It's a trilogy, you know, there's 3 discs and stuff like that. So yeah. I think it would have been pretty cool if they just call it disc 2, even though like there's no disc or anything like that, or necessarily a disc, but you know what I mean, like just to kind of take on the nostalgia, right? Like that would have been kind of cool. But you know, they're going with Rebirth, and you can kind of tell by like the red tinge on the bottom, right? This is gonna be like the low point. There's gonna be a lot of blood or something like that. Some shit's gonna go down, right? So that's why it's like coded that way. Maybe in the third one, I don't know, probably gonna be called like Revelations or Realization or Rebellion. I don't know, man. Like it could be Rewind, Rewrite, Remix. You know, Reborn is like too similar with Rebirth, so I don't think so on that one. Or it could be Realm Reborn because it starts with RE, so that could be like a technical thing, right? And then like they somehow wind up in 14. It's like, oh yeah, they go play 14 because yeah, and then yeah. Shit. And I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, man, I don't want to go to 14 because I don't want to play MMOs.
This fucker over here always willing to buy a subscription for this one here, and he was like, go.
No, I'm not giving up my time for MMOs. But anyway, but yeah, it'd be kind of funny. Makes sense from a business standpoint. Like, hey, if you want to continue the 7 remake series, you gotta go to Realm Reborn or you gotta go to 14, man. You know, but it would be pretty fucking funny if that was the case. But now, I think it's gonna be something else. They're probably gonna put RE and then whatever fucking word they want to make up, right? It could be Revengeance, you know, or whatever, or like something, right? We'll have to see what they'll come up with. But yeah, this is gonna be the second one. It's like Empire Strikes Back. It's gonna be the low point, blah blah. You know, now I've seen some clips from like random parts of the original Final Fantasy VII story. So at one point, I believe this is after Aerith dies in the original. I think Cloud is gonna be like in a vegetative state or something, or just like in a really down state, and to the point where he's like in a wheelchair or something like that, and Tifa is like pushing him or something like that. Is that in disc 2 or is that in disc 3? If you can remember.
2.
2. Okay, so we're probably gonna see
my data banks, like,
yeah. So we're probably gonna see Cloud in a wheelchair or something like that for Rebirth, right? Probably right at the end of Rebirth, and then pretty much like maybe in part 3, you're gonna be starting off with Cloud in the wheelchair or something like that, right? Like he's gonna be down, and then the tutorial mode is gonna be like, all right, you know, if hit push forward with L or whatever, and then he's gonna just be like creeping forward, you know. But his legs, or he starts to like, you know, stand back up, and then like, all right, you know, we gotta pick up our asses, get our asses up and whatever, pick up the pieces, you know, whatever, and then, you know, tutorial mode, whatever, right? So I don't know. I think it'll be pretty funny to start off with for part 3, but when it comes to part 2, though, yeah, we're probably gonna see Cloud in that wheelchair. I mean, I don't know. This is me. What if Tifa and Aerith switch places, right? So Tifa's the one who dies, and then Aerith's the one who kind of like takes care of him. You know what I mean? Like, you know, this whole thing with like Destiny being jacked up and whatever, right? Or what if Cloud's the one who dies, and then Aerith and Tifa have to sort of carry on? They're like they kind of become like the successors of Cloud in a way to carry on the protagonist role, and then Barrett and the rest of the crew are kind of just there to support either of the two or both of them, maybe, or maybe Aerith is going to be the main character. I don't know, you know, maybe because you know it would kind of make sense in this sort of time and era, right? Because you know a lot of like stories and stuff like that, people or a lot of writers like to want to write like the whole strong independent female sort of thing, right, for main characters. Maybe they'll incorporate that somehow into the story. So maybe Aerith might be the hero, the actual hero of this of the remake trilogy. Let's just say, kind of like how Rey from the Star Wars sequel trilogy is pretty much the hero. Who's female, of course, and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I'm just throwing it out there, just throwing some ideas or whatever out there of what could happen and stuff like that. Do you feel like it's gonna play out the same, like Aerith dying or whatever, or I don't know? What do you have any like predictions you wanna say or whatever?
Everyone dies.
Everyone dies. Guess that's one way to put it.
And the only ones that live,
the
player.
The player. What if what if they die, right? But they become like little pixie spirit things, right? And then Kingdom Hearts comes.
Or they die and a door appears.
Yeah, like the the heart or whatever, like the key door keyhole thing comes, and then
and it just ajars like a little bit, and you just hear
yeah oh yeah I knew you're gonna do that. Yeah,
like Jesus Christ, close that door.
Yeah,
you just see Sephiroth going like nope.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is kind of unrelated, but sort of related. But I wouldn't be surprised if at one point Disney buys out Square Enix. They're just saying. I would not be surprised, because they probably want to like maybe capitalize on like the video game part, but they don't want themselves to do it, so they probably have Square Enix to do that, and they already have like an establishment with Kingdom Hearts, right? That's still going, and then yeah. So I feel like that could happen when it comes to that, but when it comes to the actual remake trilogy, no, it's probably going to be within Final Fantasy. They'll keep it within Final Fantasy for the sake of things. And okay, what if Sephiroth becomes a hero, right? What if he becomes somehow the good guy or whatever, or something like that, or we just straight up play the villain, for the like. for at least part 3 or whatever. That'd be kind of sick, and that's like the new ending for it.
Sephiroth did nothing wrong. It's like Griffith.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and then what do you call part 3? Part 3 name for it is probably gonna be called Rewrite, because it's rewritten. He's rewritten to be a good guy, or it's rewritten so that the villain is like the outlier of this whole thing or something like that. I don't know. that'd be pretty like mind twisting or whatever. It's like, oh, I don't know what to think and all that stuff, Yeah. So that's all I got for right now, but it is interesting, that they're making it clear at this point that this is going to be like the low point, especially with the color, right? The red on the bottom, this is going to be, there's gonna be some violence. Let's just put it that way, man. Shit is gonna go down. Who die? Who live? What happened? What happened? What happened? Well, that's pretty much what we're gonna be like at the end of 2. Like what happened, man? That's gonna be oh no, part 3 is gonna be like remember or something like that. That's probably gonna be like the fucking title for it. I'm sure, or re-memories. You know, it'd be so stupid. But what it was just like dumb as like reaction, right, or review. Some weird shit like that. Redacted. Redundance. Yeah. Anyway. That's Final Fantasy VII for right now. I look forward to it. I do want to play it. And one last note, that this is only gonna be for PlayStation 5. So there's nothing holding it back. There's no more like this like bush beating and stuff like that of, oh, we gotta dumb down the graphics, so the graphics for the main game is gonna get held back by PS4 standards or whatever. So this is only for PS5, so probably gonna be a reason to have a PlayStation 5 unless you want to be super patient for the PC version, but that's gonna be a longer time, I'm pretty damn sure. Because, you know, Sony wants that exclusivity money, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That is pretty much how it works. But, yeah, it's only going to be on PlayStation 5, which is a good thing for us PlayStation 5 owners. Because, again, that means there is nothing going to be holding it back graphically and all that stuff. So,
I'm sorry. For the ones saying that, oh, you know, complaining about there's no PS5 and stuff like that. It's like just, I'm sorry, you just gonna have to wait, because
yeah,
for us PC users or PC rig builders, you know how long it took for us to wait for the 30 series of the graphics cards to calm the hell down.
Yeah, calm the hell down
with its prices. Like,
yeah.
I have the money right now to buy my 3070, but my friend told me wait till September.
Oh.
Or wait till I think he said Black Friday or something.
Oh, Black Friday, yeah.
Or Cyber Monday, one of them. Like,
yeah.
He said wait till then and then buy your stuff.
Right. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and buy it myself when it comes to like in the summer or something like that. But hey, man, more power to you, man. If you're gonna wait for your 3070 or whatever, whichever card you get. But we'll have to see.
It's a 3070 because I went into PC builders to make sure my whole system is compatible, and it was like, yep, you're good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure when it comes to graphics cards, they don't really have an issue with the compatibility or whatever. It's the it's the CPU. That's what's the issue, because you have to actually have a motherboard specifically for whatever CPU you want to go for. So that's the issue. I think, but anyway, yeah. Shit, man, if I buy the graphic card and then the company like, oh, I don't recognize this, man, sorry.
What is this? And I was like, what is this?
What this? What this? Yeah.
And it just spits it out.
It just spits it out, yeah.
It's like, why?
Yep. But yeah, anyway, that's all we got for this one. So yeah, for this little bit, Final Fantasy, only for PlayStation 5. So the heads up. Alrighty, this one's a bit interesting. This is talking about loot boxes once again, and we're all too familiar with them, especially us two. But anyway, things have been going forward when it comes to the whole sort of loot box regulation, at least in Europe anyway. So according to this, anyway, Eurogamer, the call for legislation when it comes to loot boxes is going forward, pretty much. And according to this, The consumer protection agencies in 18 European countries have backed the report and called for better regulation of video games. The one before, there's a statement before it, or there's a sentence before it saying, a new report commissioned by the Norwegian Consumer Council has concluded that loot boxes in games are exploitive and predatory. What do you know, right? And I like that they actually use FIFA 2020, FIFA 22 and Raid Shadow Legends of all things to like as like examples for their little study. And in quote it says, the wide arsenal of tricks to push consumers into spending as much time and money as possible exploiting consumers hope to receive the reward despite the minuscule chance and likelihood to do so. That's pretty much how gacha and loot boxes work, man. That's what they do. Yep. So with that in mind, I believe that this could have some sort of like domino effect, right? For not just European countries, but you know, if this all kind of falls into place, other countries may follow suit, right? So even in countries like China might actually look into that too, of just because, you know, oh, if this country is doing it, we should do it too, is to look good or whatever in whatever scope or whatever. I even heard that Australia is already like looking into that too. So it's not just Europe, just the countries in Europe, but also just like other parts of, well, the world as well. So Australia is probably the next one to do it, and then yeah, if the US is gonna do it as well, then it's game over pretty much. That I think 100% that could happen. But I think if like other countries like follow suit, yeah, I'm not sure if how much longer can these like this whole loot box thing can last. But I think for right now, when it comes to Europe by itself, I think the worst that can happen is that, well, these gacha games won't make money from Europe. I think that's the worst of it. But they're just gonna aim their market towards China and Japan and all those like Asian countries. But if the Asian countries are gonna start doing it too, then it's like that's also like a major like Hydra that's like, you know, had its head cut off sort of thing, right? So that's like game over essentially, especially if like the major Asian countries start to ban or regulate loot boxes even. So yeah, you know, there's been some counterpoints, right? I mean, it's like, well, why why are we being punished even though we can kind of like control our spending or whatever, you know, they like their gacha mechanics and stuff like that. But meanwhile, you know, the addicts and all the other people are being are ruining it for everyone else or whatever. I mean, you know, it's not just them, but you know, it's people who just don't quite understand what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like it could be like the mentally ill, it could be, or the mentally disabled even. Of course, children are part of it too, and like I don't know, man. It's just like I don't think it, like, you know, loot boxes are even like worth it anymore. Like yeah, sure, loot boxes are there to sort of like market off of like stupid people, but I don't think even stupid people are part of it anymore. I mean, or they're not just stupid people that are going after it. It's just anyone. I think they're going after like anyone who's vulnerable, who like has like a gambling addiction sort of mindset, people who have like that those mental sort of incapabilities, who just don't quite understand or grasp what's going on really, who don't get the big picture, or yeah, or just straight up like people who just can't help but to spend money to try to get that 5-star hero or whatever, you know. So at this point, you know, as someone who has spent money on loot boxes and gacha and whatever in the past, I can care less at this point. You know, if Genshin Impact goes through a huge change in gameplay or whatever game structure, I'm all for it, man, because it's just not worth it anymore. You know, and now with that said, yeah, I mean, will I still put money into Genshin Impact? Maybe at some point, but probably only gonna be $50 more, and that's pretty much it. And then, you know, I just put money into the battle pass or whatever, because that's guaranteed stuff. You know, that's a little different and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just, I don't think it's worth it anymore. I mean, I've had my thrill with it. I've made content around it, but I think it's time to hang up, put the hat up for that one. You know what I mean? What do you think of all this whole situation with gacha and like loot boxes and stuff like that? As someone who also has dealt with this as well. Yeah. I mean, what's your thoughts about it? Yeah, what's your take on it?
How much money can I put into?
God fucking damn it, man!
Hey, go right now. In my honest opinion, it's like it's that person's money. Why do you care? You know, and also with loot boxes and all that junk, it's like you can try and fix it. It's not gonna be like an overnight thing.
Of course, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen in just one night, but
Yeah.
over time, it's eventually gonna change.
Yeah, it's gonna change, but in its current, I want to call it in the current generation right now, loot boxes is kind of like the way, almost a way of life for some gamers. So
It's
good luck to try, try and stuff. Which is more funny. Like there are some YouTube channels.
Yes.
They kind of strive or they live off of like doing
absolutely, absolutely.
And they get money from their viewers to buy more loot boxes.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like,
it's so weird, right? How that works, but
because it's like
absolutely though.
I'm not faulting the donors. It's just more of like, I think in the donor's mind, I'm not the one, you know, wasting my money.
Yeah, wailing.
I'm just getting the satisfaction of
that person's
he or she or they are
whatever, yeah,
getting what they want.
Right.
It's kind of like they just want to be.
You're doing it for the entertainment value of.
You're being the spectator, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. You're just kind of like, almost like throwing peanuts at the monkey in the music box sort of thing. You know, like you're just throwing little like what, $5 or something like that, just to, you know what I mean, like fuel that sort of thing. Which is, you know, depending on who it is, like it could be fucked up too, because it's only fueling that person's addiction for that shit too. But like, but you know, you do bring up a pretty common point, or a pretty major point of what happens around these this whole loot box phenomenon. Yeah, there's people who like live off of that stuff for content and for who rely on that, ironically, on that as a source of income. You know what I mean? So they're like major, especially just within Genshin Impact alone, right? That's what happens, man. You know, Tectone and like I want to say, like, you know, Atsu / Asian Guy Stream, Envy, and like there are like plenty of other major, or a handful of major Genshin Impact content creators who do that shit. And yeah, you know, there are people who donate and all that shit, and like you just want to see them just explode with either anger or joy, right? Probably more anger, right? But just being honest. Yeah. But like, yeah, you know, when they don't get that 5-star weapon or 5-star character, man, it's, I mean, yeah, I mean, I understand. I can I've had my sort of times where yeah, I do watch that person just for the reactions or whatever, or just to see how they roll. And yeah, man, that's just how it works nowadays. It's weird, but it works, man, and that's what they're doing. They're playing that game, and that's what it is. But once this whole thing falls through and people follow suit of that after that, then it's like, what is going to happen? You know, what's going to happen to those content creators? Like, oh, well, there's no sense of like gamble or risk or anything like that. So, you know what I mean? So they probably have to go to like reaction content or something like that at that point. You know what I mean? So it's, I mean, again, this all has to fall into effect and all that stuff. So we don't even know if this is going to do anything to the gacha market or anything like that, or the loot box market or anything like that. But we'll have to see, man. I mean, it's a start, you know, but you know, and you kind of, you know, you did say, you know, oh, well, it's that person's money. Why should you care and stuff like that? I mean, well,
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, yeah, there's a point to that, but it's now to the point where the whole gacha thing is the essential sort of game design. There are games that are pretty much like designed around that, just so that companies can make just boatloads of cash. And you know, that means for us gamers, right? I mean, if that's going to be the way of the future, you know, if that's route A, right, of that future, it's gonna make games not as enjoyable or miserable, you know, at that, man. It's going to be super miserable. Like, it's like, well, fuck, I can't really enjoy this game anymore because I got to put more money into it, like a lot of money, just to have a chance to enjoy this game or whatever. And you know, we've seen that like fail and suck with like, you know, Battlefront 2 and like, you know, well, Overwatch is cosmetic, sure, but that's like, that does play a part of it in a way. And then when it comes to like, you know, gameplay, like loot boxes that actually matter with gameplay, right? I mean, fucking Madden, FIFA, right? All those sports games, you know what I mean? So it really has played an effect of the gameplay design of things too. It's not just money. It's not just about, oh, it's this person's money. It's like sucking the joy out of all these video games, man. At least all the major ones anyway. Now, granted, yeah, there's still video games out there that don't do that. There's plenty of them. But there's like a good handful of them that really do suck because of a gacha. So I don't think the whole money thing is an issue anymore. Like, yeah, I don't think that, like, okay, yeah, like you said, like, yeah, it's that person's money, it's their choice, or whatever. And you know, the addiction thing, you know, that's their fault or whatever. But I don't think even it's, but I don't think it's just that anymore. It's actually affecting how we can enjoy games, you know. And the most recent one, right, is Diablo Immortal. I mean, I'm sure you've heard stories about the whole like pay to win thing and all that stuff. Like it's pretty much designed behind whaling, man. Like it's just the most egregious fucking video game to date right now, right? For in recent times, like it's not like they're not even like holding it back anymore. They're just like, yep, you have to whale to win. You know, that's pretty much what it is. So like it's like I feel like this is the turning point for this whole like gacha thing and loot boxes. So I personally hope, as much as someone who does sort of like do loot box like videos and stuff like that, like as much as I do that for the channel, especially in the past, and you know, I've spent sort of like a good amount of money into that sort of stuff. Yeah, I kind of like to see some changes, man. I like to see major changes, in fact, in this whole thing. I hope this does something. This whole the European country. I hope Europe does something to this situation. I hope it does something. And you know what? If it affects those content creators, man, oh well, man. Maybe you shouldn't have put that money into the market in the first place, man. But that's the game, man, of online content creation. you know, it's a risk. It's a risk of like so many things, man. You just never know if that trend is going to continue or end, like just like that, you know. And if that does end, it's like, well, what are you gonna do? So I feel like stuff like that, like the loot box thing and stuff like that, yeah, man, that's like, wow, yeah, I mean, it's the money maker right now at this moment, but in the future it's looking pretty grim for those who really rely on that kind of shit. So I say, I hope to those people, they're kind of like planning ahead, like maybe their fan base is established at this point and they can kind of like just follow them for whatever. But if they're really only there for the loot box kind of content, man, they're in trouble. Like, oh my god, they're in deep shit. You know, they're probably gonna have to go back to you know, their day jobs or something like that. You know, but maybe at that point they saved enough money to just live off of like, you know, a pretty modest life and stuff like that. Maybe if they don't have kids, I don't know, but. Yeah, it's just what it is, man. What do you think? Or do you have anything to interject at this point?
How much money can I put in right now? Like again, it's more of like, on paper this might sound good. It's the implementation and gotta see.
Right. They could, yeah, like maybe yeah, this could go too far. I don't know, man. You never know, man. You just, what if it went too far to the point where like even though like there's this like RNG element in this game, but it's not necessarily harmful, but it's like, oh, this is like lots of mechanics, so we gotta take it out or you gotta redesign it. It's like, oh shit, I mean, well, that's gonna take up more development time and shit. We oh fuck. I know, like for example, let's just say like Dragon Ball Fighters, right? There's like a fake loot box thing going on in there, and all it does is just, it gets you more colors and like the little chibi avatar things, right, with different colors as well. But you know, which is like purely cosmetic and does nothing to the gameplay. But because it looks like a loot box kind of thing, like where they're like, oh, we can't have this in our country, so the Fighters is banned because of that, you know what I mean? So it's like oh damn, they're going too far with that, you know. That's, I guess that is a possibility. But I think there's a pretty clear line of what is good and what is bad when it comes to this sort of thing. So but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it and stuff like that. So that's the situation of it. You know, there's a, you know, I mean, you know, I you know, even though I did kind of bring up myself, you know, with Gacha and stuff like that, do I regret putting money into it? No, because I got what I wanted. I know what I was getting myself into. It's the thrill, you know, and I made content around this, so you know, I did my time with it. I've had my time with it, and that's just what it is, man. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. And I guess you could say like, what's gonna happen with like all the battle royales and stuff, right? Apex Legends, all that stuff. You know, what are we gonna see major changes? I don't know. Will there be loopholes around it? Maybe there's gonna be gaming companies that'll like try to find a way around it. You know, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's not quite RNG, but it kind of is RNG, but it's not loot box. Yeah, where they're just like, oh, it doesn't come in a box, but it comes in like a something. Yeah.
It's not loot boxing. It's surprise mechanics.
Yeah, surprise mechanic. Like oh yeah, when you beat this boss in the dungeon, like it just drops items, right? So it's like, oh, they don't come in a box, but they come in monsters, right? You know, that's pretty much like what Borderlands is, right? You kill this monster, and you hope to see this legendary version of this weapon or whatever, or like a legendary weapon. You know, that's kind of how it works, right? But hey, they're not boxes. They're actual characters. You know, that's probably the loophole, man. Maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. That was a pretty long one. Oh yeah, so this is like regarding to Blizzard. Remember we talked about how like well, first off, let's just read what it is. So this is pretty much Overwatch 2's roadmap, right? So let's check this out. So in October, that's when the game comes out pretty much. There's gonna be 3 new heroes, 6 new maps, new game mode, 30 plus new skins, and some sort of mythic skin. Uh-oh, what is that gonna sound like, right? December, we're gonna have a new tank hero, new map, 30 new skins, another new mythic skin, and a new battle pass. Oh, okay. And then 2023, sometime next year, we're gonna have new heroes, new maps, new modes, 100 plus new skins, and that's where the PvE begins. Okay, like even though PvE was supposed to be the main new feature for 2, now it's gonna come in next year. So what happened?
Fuck this game already.
So what happened to what happened to that campaign mode, right? Like what the fuck? Like unless this PvE mode is separate from the campaign mode that we thought, right? Like that was going to be the main feature, but wasn't PvE supposed to be the main focus or something, or one of the main focuses for 2, right? So what's going on here, right? I am not too sure myself, but it just seems like 4 is just gonna be Overwatch 2 or 1.5, right? I mean, it's just gonna have heroes, maps, a new game mode, right? They don't really specify what it is, and then the skins and a new mythic skin. Sounds like the mythic skin is like the heirloom skin, like what Bloodhound has, right? Maybe there's some like weird, there's some fancy extras to it, maybe some new animations, there's maybe something behind that you probably have to grind for, right? Maybe if you obtain this mythic skin, you have to play the game, get some XP, then it becomes a different outfit almost, or you have different animations, right? These cooler animations with this skin. I feel like that's what's gonna happen, because otherwise, what the hell is a mythic skin? How is it better than this legendary skin? So maybe that's what it is for these mythic skins. But anyway, that's the roadmap, and the main feature of what is supposed to be for Overwatch 2 is not even out at launch, which is ridiculous. So, Blizzard, what are you doing? What's going on, man? Any comments, Zawa? I'm just shaking my head, man.
Time to delete the Overwatch from my
from your PlayStation or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just like, what the fuck, man. Now, luckily, yeah, it is free for me and you because we have Overwatch original. But oh my man. And then there's this quote tweet that I wanted to now bring in. It's from Watsu, I think it is, at Watsu. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Blizzard is like Muppet characters in the meme. Releasing Overwatch 2 without the PvE mode that's supposed to be the sequel's main feature only seems like you're using Overwatch 2 to clean up your company's horrible news cycle. So, yeah, remember when Overwatch 2 was announced? That was when that was during the whole Blitzchung thing, right? So, yeah, it was just like, hey, we got Overwatch 2, right? Why not? What? That whole thing with China and Hong Kong, or whatever, China. Nah, man, that's nothing, man. Blitzchung, nah, that's nothing. Look what's two. Look, it's a thing. It's a reality. That's pretty much what it seemed like. And they're like, oh, we got PvE. We didn't say when, but we got PvE. Oh man, that's fucked up. But now I wanted to bring up the thing that happened last time out of nowhere, which was Blizzard was like, oh, nothing happened at this company, right? So pretty much what it is, it's not the end of the whole investigation. So what happened is that they pretty much did an investigation for themselves, right? By themselves, for themselves, and pretty much they said, we didn't do anything. See, we investigated. We didn't find anything. So that's pretty much like what happened. It's kind of like the Obama meme with like Obama giving himself the medal. That's pretty much what it is. Pretty much. So I don't know if you had any more to add to that one, but yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Other
Just
than
me going, like, Jesus Christ.
yeah. That's just pretty much what it is, man. It's the Obama meme. That's literally what it is. So I definitely don't think it's over. Because California still has their business with them. So we'll definitely see about that. But meanwhile, Bobby Kotick is still on the Blizzard board or whatever you call it. So yeah, he's still in the company. It's still not over. But hopefully, some things come to a good resolve. Hopefully, but we gotta wait for that. All right, let's move on to the games news, and this one involves with Apex Legends. So there's a new event going on, with at least with the skins anyway. I've kind of forgot the event name already, but it involves with like the costumes that come from like Sentai stuff or like hero stuff. Even like the music for the new event sounds like fucking Power Rangers, like straight up like Power Rangers. And you know, Sierra's costume has like a Green Ranger look to him. Loba is like Ultraman, and so on and so forth. And they like rotated around the weapons again at the replicator. So now the Wingman and the car are now in the replicator or whatever. So you have to craft those two weapons. And yeah, so the Rampage and the R301 are back on the ground. So so there was some rotation there going on there. I don't know about this new part of Olympus. I think it's out. I don't think it's out yet. There's gonna be a new part for dedicated to Lifeline, like her clinic or whatever. And I don't know if that was implemented, but there's buffs coming that is coming for Lifeline. So when it comes to combat revive, they now have a revive cancel option from Lifeline to the players that is getting revived. So the option to cancel is now on the players, so they can pretty much like stop the revive in case like, you know, something happened or something like that or whatever, instead of like Lifeline being able to cancel the revive. So now it's on the players' option rather than on Lifeline. So in case like Lifeline runs away and then you want to like cancel the revive to like, I don't know, whatever situation you have, like, oh, you want to use a gold revive or whatever or something like that, I don't know. But that's kind of interesting, I guess. When it comes to her health drone, healing pool increased to infinite, so it'll just heal you all the way. But it still lasts 20 seconds, which is the same amount of time. But the radius on the healing drone has increased as well by double, which is kind of interesting. And the care package, which is their alt, cooldown has been reduced from 5 minutes to 3.5 minutes. So that's pretty fast. Drastically fast. And then there's the weapon attachment so the weapon attachment panel now comes with a shield battery instead of 2 shield cells. So that sounds like pretty convenient. Right. No blue beam on initial drop will still show up after the care package lands. So it's like, yeah, it's basically kind of like a regular care package, right? You see like the big old beam when it's just sitting there, just like a initial care package would. But when it comes to the drop, I guess they don't have the big old blue beam, I guess. So I don't know if there was like a specific complaint about that, but okay, all right, I guess that works. But the healing drone thing, okay, that's pretty cool. Now you can like heal all the way regardless, right? There's no like set amount of health. Which, yeah, okay. Seems pretty cool. It does heal from farther away. Okay. You know. What do you think of these buffs? I mean, do you feel that she needs more, or these buffs were necessary, or
The healing drone, dock healing drone, is kind of funny.
right? Yeah.
Really funny. Still kind of use it outside the barriers. That's still good.
Mm-hmm.
The combat revive, I don't know. It might be just me. Like, to make it better, the revival should be faster.
Faster?
Just a tad. Yeah, just a tad.
Really? I feel like faster than the regular revive. Because that would seem pretty powerful then. Why do you think that's a good buff?
Because I'm still on the old, almost said the old server.
The old school.
I'm in the old way.
Oh,
Old school.
you're the
shield.
right. You played from season 1.
I still miss my shield.
Right.
Miss my lifeline shield. I mean, I understand the lifeline shield was very strong and broken, but
I feel like the faster revive is a bit much, because especially when you can move around as you're reviving. That's like, yeah, like I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to really improve upon the combat revive without making her too powerful again. You know, because I don't think a faster revive is what she needs. I feel like it's something else. I don't know about the whole like player option thing getting revived. There's probably like very specific situations that happen that I haven't run into too much, or I just don't really like pay attention to. Maybe this happens more in ranked. I don't know, because I don't play ranked. So maybe that's why. I'm not too sure otherwise. But care package is interesting. You know, you get it faster. I mean, I never realized about the whole two shield cell thing. Like, now that I look at it, it's like, okay, why is that a thing? Why two fucking little shield cells? You know, I think that's pretty funny. All right, cool. This package is coming down. 2 shield cells. You know, that's pretty funny to me. But I don't know. I guess there's really not much else to say without having this buff making her like too strong or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. I thought it was interesting that they're buffing Lifeline at a time like this, and you know, they're giving her like the cinematic trailer, and she has her own story going on right now, and then you got a new costume in the store. You know, I just think it's interesting that they're putting that sort of like attention, or yeah, they have their eyes on her right now. Let me see. I think that's pretty much it for right now. But give me a minute here. I have to take care of something right now, so it won't take too. Guys, it won't take too long. It'll like probably take like a minute or so, 2 minutes ish. So yeah, it's just like work related thing. Just gotta keep my eye on the phone.
Ready then, kids.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. That's done. All right. So anyway, sorry about that.
Oh dear. Anyways.
Oh. Oh no. So anyways. This one's pretty funny. I like this one. I like this news right here. So this is regarding to, speaking of battle royales, Call of Duty's I guess in general, I guess, but when it comes, especially when it comes to Warzone. So there's been a pretty good prominent amount of cheaters in Warzone over time. I've seen footage of cheaters streaming and stuff like that, which is actually pretty funny. I don't know why that happens, but oh well, it happens. Anyway, I've seen footage of it, and it's pretty bad, right? Like that. This is a pretty somewhat common thing, especially on PC and stuff like that. So, of course, the company, the devs have been trying to combat this whole cheating thing, and now I guess they implemented some sort of new mitigation system to Ricochet's anti-cheat that it will take away weapons away from Call of Duty cheaters. So I guess if the game detects your like some sort of like cheating software or any cheating mod or whatever, it actually like you have no gun. So actually, if that is true, pretty cool. Although I have not seen any footage of that just yet. Let me see. I think there's some sort of like, let me see. Yeah, so the new mitigation system is called Disarm, which will do just that to players caught cheating. When Ricochet anti-cheats detects somebody is cheating in Call of Duty Warzone or Vanguard, it will remove that player's weapon. This includes fists, meaning cheaters cannot even melee attack. So you pretty much have like no arms and no legs to fight back with. Some might wonder why the system doesn't simply boot recognized cheaters from the games. The progress report answers this question as well, explaining that the goal is to keep cheaters in the game so that their tactics can be analyzed by the system and countermeasures thereby developed. An anti-cheat system is not a simple switch that automatically covers all bases. Rather, clarifies the report. It makes more like a antivirus that constantly has to analyze changing situations and come up with new deterrents. So, yeah. So I guess it's a way to further examine any like cheating reports. So that way you kind of see like, because like it also kind of like serves as a way, I guess, to the cheaters. Like, well, it'll probably like steer them away from cheating, right? Because if you just ban them, I feel like they could just like come back and do it again. You know what I mean? But if you implement this thing in your anti-cheat software to where they can't even cheat anymore, pretty much, then I feel like that's a more effective way to handle about this too. And like it says, or it suggests, like they can like adapt and kind of see how the cheating works essentially, or like, you know, how things work or whatever. Yeah, I feel like this could work a little better than just, well, banning that person, because again, they could just come back and cheat again, you know, and a different IP address or whatever it is, wherever is the case. So just build an actual like thing to activate when that person is cheating, and then they'll have like no hands, no guns, you know. So yeah, what do you think?
Good.
Yeah, no, that is good. I wish this was a thing for Apex, you know, just to, not that I've actually witnessed any cheating myself, but you know, there's some people that are pretty sus, right? Like it's like wow, I got taken down pretty fucking fast and shit, you know. So, you know, just to make sure that there aren't any cheaters in Apex, right? Especially with the crossplay between PC and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So, I wish this was like a principle that other companies can like kind of take note of, with disarming the player rather than just like, you know, banning them. I feel like, yeah, the cheaters can kind of suffer for a little bit, and then you can kind of decide whether to continue playing the game or not. But do you feel that there is another way to deal with cheaters, or do you feel like this is like kind of a funny and effective way of going about it?
It's a funny way, but unless they're not only banning like the cheaters by taking away their weapons, but also they should also block the IP. You know, really hit it home.
Well,
But that's just me.
but they can just change their IP address to a different
That's
one.
the thing too.
That's the thing. So that's why I think this is a better way to do it, because now they don't have to like chase after this person again. They could just implement this into the software, and then so that way they can't cheat again. You know what I mean? So just have a detection system of sorts that can like actively sort of change, I guess, in a way, depending on how the developers do it or go about it, right? When it comes to whoever's in charge of the whole anti-cheat division or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, instead of just like the old-fashioned just ban them and whatever, I think this is a pretty effective way to do it, because now it pretty much like demotivates them to either cheat in the game or, well, play the game in general. I mean, all right, cool, you're gone, you gone. We don't need you. You know, that's that was your decision to leave the game. That's fine. And if they want to cheat in another game, well, that's on the company to, I guess, hopefully follow suit of this sort of anti-cheat implementation. But first things first, this has to work, right? What if you know, hackers can get around this anti-cheat system, right? So the disarm system. So what if like well, I guess in general, right, it should be able to detect it, but you know, what if there's like a anti-detection thing, right, on top of the cheat system, right? So I don't know, man. Just never know of how hackers are going to do it. But at that point, is it really worth the time? You know, right? Because it's not like you get anything out of cheating.
Nope.
Right? So
there's a big ass target on your back.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to, like, when you're especially when you're like developing a way to cheat, you have to, you know, spend your time, your resources, right? When you can just like spend the time to just enjoy the game or do something else as a form of passive income, right? Find another way of, you know, extra income, you know what I mean? Instead of like trying to sell these cheats that will eventually get, you know, blocked or detected and stuff like that, and they're gonna not work anymore. So it's like, well, there goes my that head of the Hydra is gonna get cut off, you know. So yeah, I feel like eventually the cheating sort of software developers, maybe there's probably gonna be some persistent people, but I feel like at that point, I don't know, is it even worth it? You know, how much actual profit are you gonna make out of this whole thing? You know, especially if it's going to be like a more back and forth basis, right? You know, put all that time into having this cheat system work again, only for the developers to be like, oh well, time to update it, and then it doesn't work again, right? So it's gonna be this like back and forth. You know, this is kind of like how hacking works. Oh, this person hacked into the system. New firewall. Oh, this hacker came up with a new way to get around the firewall. New firewall, and then they can't get around it until I don't know sometime to crack the code or whatever. The whole it's a back and forth thing, man. So it's just a there's gonna be a point where you do want to be hired as like an anti-cheat person, because now you're not only you're doing it for the good, but you're gonna get paid, right? You don't get penalized for anti-cheating. You know, you're actually you're gonna get you're more guaranteed to get income of anti-hacking or cheating than hacking and cheating, right? Because it's hacking and cheating. Well, cheating is not a crime, but hacking is. So it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like you're better off being a anti-hacker than you are a hacker. I feel. I don't know. What do you think? Before we move on.
I'm just gonna wait and see at this moment
Mm-hmm.
to see like other game companies that does, you know, these online games like that.
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
and see what they can like pick and choose
Mm-hmm.
to implement into the game of how to kind of help stop the rise and current rise of hackers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That I think that's pretty much it for the games news. Now we can move on to anime and all that stuff for the rest of it. So, a old beloved anime series, kind of niche or pretty niche, is making its return. So it is Trigun that's making a comeback. Trigun is coming back, by Orange, Studio Orange. They're actually known for their 3D animation. I believe they did Beastars. I think that's the studio that has done Beastars, and so I can expect like the guns to be 3D, but like you know the characters to be 2D, or this could be a 3D series altogether and make it really look like 2D, like a what do you call it? The Guilty Gear effect almost, you know. I feel like maybe if they follow like the Guilty Gear sort of like art style, maybe yeah, man, it could work, you know. All new staff, blah 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 blah. We don't know too much about it, but beyond oh, we're making a new Trigun series. It's called Trigun Stampede. It's gonna come out 2023, and it just says original new animation. So I wonder if it's gonna be like just another story, or is it gonna be a sequel or prequel? I don't think it's a prequel. It's probably gonna be either a sequel or just a brand new story. You know. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of that one. What do you think? What's your thing with with Trigun? Like, have you watched the old series?
If Johnny Young Bosch does not return as Vash, I'm gonna have a problem.
Yeah. You got a problem with him? Yeah, yeah. Because
So the question is this a prequel, a sequel?
that's what I'm.
A
Yeah,
sequel,
yeah. That's why I'm
a
trying to.
NyQuil?
NyQuil. That's why that's all I was just asking earlier. Like, is this gonna be a brand new story, like a completely separate story, or is it a sequel? I don't think it's a prequel because Vash doesn't look any younger or anything like that, or his outfit doesn't look any different or whatever. So maybe it could be a remake. I don't know. It could be just like a different, the same story but different stuff going on, or different scenes thrown in there too. I don't know. Doesn't say a whole lot, so we don't know.
And I swear that if this whatever this series is gonna be about,
Yeah.
if they bring back or touch upon Wolfwood again, I'm gonna be like, yep, nope.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to go through that again.
There's some notes from Orange, the Orange Twitter account, the studio that's working on Trigun. It says, as countdown to Trigun Stampede, we tweeted techniques we gained in our shows used in this original new animation. Signify a character under limitations, flow and VFX, cloth simulation, fur and dimensional facial, okay, background with depth, and illustrating large thing, okay, huh, interesting. So, looks like this is probably gonna be like their best project yet. It seems like it's what it sounds like. Because again, they worked on Beastars, and I thought Beastars looked great. I mean, I like the style for it. There actually is some 2D animation to it, which is weird because or at least it looks 2D, but there's 2D for that part. But then like of course for the main characters, they're like 3D through and through. So that's like the thing. But oh, they also worked on Godzilla SP. Okay. So they've done a lot of the Netflix like animes that have like 3D stuff in it. So including Beastars and Godzilla Singular Point. Okay, that's pretty cool. Hopefully, I feel like I feel like this could be like the Godzilla SP route, right? So where the human characters are gonna be, 2D, right? That's how they did it in Godzilla SP, but the monsters were CGI. So I feel like the guns and the weapons and all the like machinery and whatever are gonna be all 3D and stuff like that. So I think that's what's gonna happen. Chips and whatever, right? Whatever else, the city, the backgrounds, and all that stuff. I think that's gonna be all CGI. So I'd be down for that, but we'll see. I do have some memories with Trigun. I did watch it myself on Adult Swim, but I never finished it. It was kind of like one of those shows like, oh, this show is on, and I just watched it. I wasn't like, oh, I gotta make time for Trigun or anything like that. I just kind of like caught it. You know what I mean? So that's that's sort of my thing for Trigun. I mean, I'm happy for the fans that really like Trigun. Like one of those like classic animes with the Western audiences. Along with Cowboy Bebop, that have like the nostalgia berries like kind of being rattled around, I guess you can say. So yeah, it's cool. This one is not so cool though. This is still regarding to Ezra Miller. They have been in some trouble. So Miller reportedly is going to have no plans to, or Warner Brothers is not going to have no plans to work with Ezra Miller again after The Flash. The hope, this is from the tweet from Culture Crave. The hope is that the scandals will remain at a low level before the film is released. I don't think that's gonna be a low level because this is a very recent update I'm gonna bring up right now. There has been a report from Discussing Film that Ezra Miller is allegedly housing 3 children and their mother in an unsafe environment with guns everywhere in a sizable cannabis farm. Father claims he has tried to retrieve his children, while the mother calls him a violent, abusive ex. So there's like another story behind that one too, but with the father and everything. But fact is that seems like Miller is some deeper shit. It's looking pretty grim for the Flash, I guess you can say. Especially if Miller is gonna still appear, and if that film in particular is gonna still come out, that's gonna be pretty awkward. So, what do
you? Barry fucked up the timeline again.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think of this latest sort of update to the story?
concerned and scared at the same time.
Yeah, that's definitely likely that.
Hold on.
Oh.
Can I help you? Can you go away from my foot? Hold on. Gotta play the crane game with my feet with this cat underneath.
Oh, right.
Got it. I got it. Nope, that's my hand. Please don't bite. There we go. Okay. Okay, continue.
Yes. So, I think there is video footage out there somewhere. I think it's another website, but I mean, not that we're gonna take a look at it by any means, but I think there is footage of like the house or whatever, or something like that. I'm not too sure of what exactly is the footage featuring. But yeah, there's I think there's like a picture of the guns and stuff like that for sure. So yeah. But this is just like word of mouth right now or whatever. Let me see. So sources claim the living conditions at the Flash Star's farm are unsafe for children, alleging there are weapons lying around and that a 1-year-old put a loose bullet in her mouth. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, what is going on with Miller, man?
I heard of midlife crisis, but this is kind of going to the extreme.
Yeah, like, I don't know what's going through Miller's like mind. Like, especially with all, like, starting with like the whole like Hawaii incident and stuff like that, the karaoke incident. Like, man, what's going on, you know? I heard that Miller was kind of a problem to work with on set or whatever, so yeah. I'm not sure what the deal is with Miller. Yeah. They loony, that's all I can say. Crazy, man. Like, if that doesn't say if that doesn't ensure that they're not coming back as the Flash, I don't know what is, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, you don't know if this is still true. This is not like 100% by any means. It's just claims and all that shit. But like, this person's been enough trouble to where, yeah, their role for Flash is kind of questionable in the future, you know? So what? We'll see how this story develops. We'll keep an eye on that. All right. Anyway, next one up. This one is featuring. Oh yeah, this is a extra little bit here, featuring Taika Waititi. I think this is this is definitely the on set for Love and Thunder, which is coming out soon-ish. And apparently, Waititi is wearing a One Piece shirt. I don't know if that's an official shirt, but it's something. So somebody pointed that out, named Mike Mammon, and he's like asking, or kind of like asking an indirect question towards Waititi if he is a One Piece fan. It does look like Luffy blurred out, and then funny enough, I think Waititi replied officially, "Yep, that's a verified account," and he said it is. So yeah, he's a One Piece fan, man. I'm all for it. Yeah. So my respect and love for Waititi kind of went up by a lot. So what do you think of Waititi being a One Piece fan?
It's so funny. Like someone asked, like, Waititi, you like One Piece? I thought this was Bleach.
That'd be so. I thought this was Naruto.
You know, you'd be like, "It's not Naruto."
Mm-hmm. Wait, this isn't Beyblade.
Or you'd be like, so which arc from One Piece do you like? Well, I like the one that they went to a place called Hueco Mundo. It's like, sir, that's Bleach. No, I'm sure it's Boruto. It's like, get out.
Yeah.
It's like all anime people.
Or
Like, get out.
Boruto's dad. Oh, I like Boruto's dad too. That'd be really funny. But no, I mean that's great. I mean, I wonder what. Hey, what?
Or the last one. Oh, Watiti. See, you like One Piece. You mean this is not the anime this is not anime Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
It's like everyone will be like,
Yeah.
Actually, I am surprised that there isn't like a character in One Piece yet. That's kind of like Jack Sparrow.
I feel like that would get him in trouble. That's what
It'll get
for
him,
what it's not for what it's not for what is not worth, right? So yeah.
but
As much as
we
I'm
all
sure he
clearly
wants
know-
to.
yeah. But like for Eva-chan,
Yeah.
clearly was not based off of a sweet transvestite, from transsexual Transylvania. Thank you, Tim Curry, for that.
Right. Right.
So there are liberties, he could make a character.
Right, but this
almost
is Disney
like
that you're dealing with,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Disney would be like,
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse would be like,
Oh. Luffy
It's
won't
like-
be king of the pirates, bitch. Oh.
Disney, Mickey would be like, what the fuck is Shonen Jump? Do I own that yet? No, I own it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll put Disney characters in every Shonen Jump.
Now it's gonna be like Kingdom Hearts, pretty much. But
I want to see this guy named Naruto fight Pluto. You want Naruto to fight Pluto, sir? Yes.
Pluto.
Did I stutter? So yes, you did. I think you have a speech impediment.
Yeah, or instead of Boruto, they cancel Boruto and then they just make a Pluto show, but Pluto's like a full-fledged like shinobi or whatever. So for some
That
reason
doesn't speak.
doesn't speak. Yeah, it's like or whatever, like whatever sounds he makes, and then like you just see like Goofy and shit like in the as like a
translating.
like a secondary character, like a sidekick sort of to Pluto, and like that'd be kind of funny. But back on here,
But I think that is an official One Piece shirt.
it could be. I mean, I don't know. He probably like maybe printed it himself, like because he really likes One Piece and he can't really find One Piece merchandise in the West or wherever he lives. So, or wherever they're shooting this right now. But yeah.
I can see what TT being him.
Oh yeah,
for
as
if
a
they-
Hannibal. Yeah.
If they do if they go that far.
Yeah, you go
with
that
the
far.
live action.
Yeah. Hannibal was fucking weird, but yeah, I can definitely kind of see.
Because what TT does have that like you can see his like mannerism like in any like One Piece, and holy shit, I just should I go back to what TT?
What?
Should I go back to his shirt? Like, blow it up. Did I just find it?
Did you just find the sweater or whatever?
Did I just find it? Hello?
Okay, let me see.
Just like looking over, like, wait.
Oh, huh.
Wait a minute.
That looks awfully like it. Let me see. It could be different because I don't see the red gum line or like the gum line.
Mm-hmm.
It probably is like a different one, but the sweater itself looks awfully familiar though, or similar though.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be the same one. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's a different one. But then again, I don't know. Is this US space or something? Where is this? I'm not too sure. I don't know. Maybe he must have gotten it when he had his time in America or whatever. So, because it's is it filmed in New Zealand or whatever, or do you know if Love and Thunder is filmed in like the US or whatever?
I think some parts are.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because a lot of it's like blue background anyway, so blue screen, green screen.
Sydney.
Oh, is it being filmed in Sydney? Okay.
Yeah. Sydney, Australia, New South Wales,
Okay.
and Centennial Park, wherever that is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. But yeah, it's funny that the sweater itself looks awfully similar to Watiti's sweater. Funny. Maybe the I don't know. Maybe the print is common, so you probably find it like on different websites or whatever. Maybe in the comments we'll find something right away. Not really. Why does it show like different replies? I see it. This is so stupid. It shows the replies, right? But then there's more tweets which like shows no correlation with this tweet or whatever. No relation. Oh, there it is. Wait a minute. Oh, oh, I think it is. Oh my God.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, bro. I think it is. Oh my God, you did find the sweater.
It's like...
That's so weird because like I don't see the gum line and stuff, but okay, I guess the blur like really took it out. Huh. What do you know?
I'm Batman.
That's so.
I'm the greatest.
That's
I'm
so
the greatest
funny.
detective.
Yeah. You're Batman.
Where over there?
Wow.
What are you wearing?
Oh, he's wearing. Oh, this
What?
guy. He's wearing the same one too. That's so funny. That's the showrunner for the live action One Piece. That's so funny.
We did it.
Wow.
We did
Okay.
it.
Today I learned. All right. Well, if you want that sweater, it's right there, I guess. Right there in the open.
Alfred, we gotta buy 30 of these sweaters.
30 of these sweaters.
What
Okay,
for, sir? I don't fucking know.
All right. One last thing is another look at the Sonic Prime series for Netflix. And this is featuring some screenshots of more Sonic. So you kind of see him in like different poses, different expressions. Seems like the background is going to be pretty simple. Like the canyon looks like it's like super rounded off. Like there's no like intricate details or something like that. Yeah, see, if you look at the canyon right here, or whatever, cliffside, there's no like sharp edges or anything like that. Super rounded off. It's like smooth looking. Grass is, it's got some foliage to it.
Sonic, you're like one arm away to raise it up, and you could be dabbing right now.
I know, right? Yeah, it looks like he's about to run, but yeah, he kind of has that dabbing thing right now. And then there's concept art for Sonic. Oh yeah, his shoes look a little different. It's got like actual like treads on it or whatever, like grips. Kind of different.
My name's Sonic. Here, take this L.
Yeah. In advance, like before he races you, like just take this L already. You're gonna lose. Get smoked. But
it's like Sonic, like before the race starts. I just won. Want to see me do it again? Like he didn't even move.
Yeah, I know. And there's a nice close up of Sonic. You definitely get to see the fur again. It's kind of interesting. I mean, it's just
I
like
don't
a
like
texture.
this close up. I like the ugly Sonic close up.
Oh
from
god.
Chippendale.
From Chippendale. Yeah,
Wow,
oh
they
my
kept-
god.
No, they kept zooming in.
Ugh,
It's like,
the teeth, dude. The teeth were just so. Ugh.
like every time that happened, literally, I was like this.
Yeah, I was like, ugh.
Please.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like they're really like pushing. Well, not pushing, but like, you really get to see like the texture on Sonic, like the fur texture or whatever it is. Like it's not an actual like, there's no like actual follicle to it. It's just like a texture. It's like just like, you know what I mean? It's not really like it's like a pattern texture, rather than the actual individual strands of fur or whatever. Which is kind of interesting. Interesting choice to kind of like sort of convey fur, I guess you can say. I don't like how the arms are, because you can kind of like see how like the skin sort of overlaps some of the fur a little bit. It's weird. It's like some weird like 3D thing going on where they haven't quite fixed it just yet. Let me see. Like this one looks okay. This one looks all like rounded off and stuff like that. That's pretty good. Actually, this could be concept art or something like that. I don't know. I don't know actually. But
Why do I feel like
go ahead.
that first pick of Sonic feels like the end transformation of him be a Maho Shoujo?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you just add art.
I thought
You just add little like star trails.
I
like, from
actually
Sailor
thought you were
Moon.
gonna say just Sailor Moon, but yeah, like a Sailor Moon
Yeah.
pose. Yeah, it kind of does look like that.
What planet would he be?
Who's fast? Oh, Mercury. Well, because like Mercury is the, well, it's kind of like Icarus, you know, like it represents Icarus, right? So even though Mercury is about bubbles and stuff like that in Sailor Moon, but Mercury in general is supposed to be like the speed type of the gods. If we're gonna go that route, but
Yeah,
Sailor
what would
Moon,
Tails be?
I don't know who is the fastest. they actually never talk about speed, huh? I don't know.
Well, I know Knuckles might be Uranus because Uranus is power.
Yeah. Either that or
It'll be
Mars. Either
Yeah.
Mars or Uranus. Yeah, that could be.
Tails would be
Tails could be Mercury, because Mercury is like, you know, smart.
smart. Yeah. Amy is obviously Venus.
Venus, yeah, love, right? Because yeah, and then Jupiter. Who be Jupiter, right?
Big.
Big, yeah, that'd be pretty funny, yeah.
Big or Dr. Eggman. No. Jupiter is with electricity, so shouldn't
Yeah.
that be Sonic?
What? What? Oh, that could, yeah, it could be Sonic. Yeah, that could be Sonic. Yeah, because Sonic does have
Sonic.
electricities in the movie, at least. If we're gonna go with more of a new movie-based Sonic.
Shadow would be
Shadow. Yeah. Pluto. Like, you know, cold, distant.
Pluto in the series. She's the guardian of time. Shadow's just there. You want someone with
time. But
destruction.
wait, you said time, right? Shadow uses chaos control. That's all about time. There you go.
Yeah, but Shadow also likes destruction, so he should be Sailor Saturn. 'cause
Oh yeah.
every time she shows up, it's like, okay, I'm killing people today.
Yeah.
It's like, please
True.
don't.
True. Yeah. Yep. Either way.
Wait,
Hey, well,
if Knuckles is Sailor Uranus,
who's
his
the Neptune?
cousin? Yeah, who's his cousin?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. Oh, it's no, it should be Rouge, right? Rouge, because Rouge is, yeah, you know, kind of chasing after Knuckles, because she's actually kind of in love with Knuckles. Well, she likes to tease Knuckles a lot, so there's that.
Yeah, But this is not teasing. They have to be cousins.
Yeah,
that
they had
love
to be
each other
cousins.
very
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Now, if you go by the
The 90s.
comics, if you go by the comics, that's gonna be pretty different. So that could be Julie Sue for the fans, but yeah, for the game fans, Rouge is probably gonna have to be the Neptune of it. Who's like the flirtiest of all the Sailor Scouts or whatever?
Flirty.
Flirty, because that's what Rouge is.
Then that would be like the others, the other scouts, the Starlights.
Oh, the Starlight. Or are you talking about the male, like the weird like
Yeah,
male? Yeah, okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Maybe
because they go
them.
from male to
One of
female,
them.
right? Yeah, or whatever. Yeah. I can't remember that somehow, but yeah. Anyway, but
Okay, now I'm just gonna add sparkling. So congratulations.
anyway, there is one last thing, just a little reminder, I guess. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is on Disney Plus, so you can definitely catch that. Which I will, hopefully soon enough. I have not watched it yet, so I have no idea what's going on. Although I was spoiled about the end credits thing, but I don't want to talk about it. So yeah, unfortunately, I know.
Since you're gonna watch it later on Disney Plus, there are two versions. There's the IMAX version, and then there's the widescreen. Call IMAX.
Okay, of course. I always go for the IMAX one, or whatever the enhanced fucking version is. Yeah.
Engage.
Engage. Yeah. Anything else? I did watch all of Kenobi, which the finale was pretty good. I liked it. What it is? There are some stupid parts I don't agree with. Yeah, but it's all right for what it is overall. So it's like a 6 out of 10 for me. The 5 for me is like the middle, so it's like average, right? So it's a little above average because of like the effects and whatever, and Darth Vader and all that stuff. So pretty cool on those parts. But there are some stupid parts like in a lot of like the episodes, like the fence scene and like the and the scene with the coat. I'm gonna say, yeah. So I don't want to spoil it too much, but yeah. And I've been keeping up with Miss Marvel, which has been pretty good. They introduced some more cosmic elements, so I do like that. I am interested in that. And yeah, so I like Bruno. I like that guy.
We don't talk about Bruno, goddammit.
Bruno. And then there's that British dude, and then yeah. Yep. Anywho, that's all I got. Unless you have anything else to kind of sprinkle in before we skedaddle out here.
No, because people can find out on my Twitter of what I bought over the week.
Oh yeah, you bought the Godzilla thing, or you set up the Godzilla thing, and then you bought the frame, right? From what is it, Etsy?
Etsy.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Nice.
mean, people would say like the price tag was a lot. It's like, no, when you're a collector and you want to preserve shit, you pretty much would, pay whatever. So I might do it again at another time for the Digimon cards. Yes, come here. That is my foot. Do you have something to say to the people?
Just licking. Is that a sign of like I want more treats or something? Kitty. No meowing.
Cat.
Cat has like no idea what's going on. I'm just gonna just lick my lips in front of the camera.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's on.
Yep. All right, well, we'll end it on Sonic doing the very
Mhm.
borderline Sailor Moon-esque pose. But yeah. So anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. CEO is this weekend, so which is like that big fighting game tournament besides like Combo Breaker and Evo. So that is gonna go on, I think, this weekend. So that means we're probably gonna have hopefully some fighting game news to talk about next week. So I'll definitely check that out. I'll try to definitely try to check out CEO as much as I can with the time I'm given. But yeah, hopefully that can happen. So. But yeah, so thank you very much for tuning in for 193, and yeah, so we'll be back for hopefully for more news, and till then, thank you very much, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.